So second question that I got is, I'm okay with the kid holding back if he has a bad birthday, but a double hold back I'm not okay with. And parents have to understand out there, there's kids that never get held back who graduate 18 turning 19. And then there's kids who are just starting school early who graduate at 17 years old, or they decide they want to go and hold back 1 year and be 18 years old, or they want to hold back again and graduate at 18 turning 19 versus 17 turning 18. But what everyone has to understand is across the country, the age cutoff for every sport allows 14U youth sports. Soccer, baseball, basketball, football, lacrosse, you name it. There is a age cutoff for every single bracket. So it's not cheating. When we talk about cheating and the rules should be changed, that means you have to change every age sport cutoff for youth sports around the country. And also you have to change high school. And what I mean by that is the cutoff for football is July 31st. So you could be 14 years old and you could turn 15 August 1st and play 14U football. That's just what the age cutoff. Same thing for the other sports. So everyone's so worried about a kid. Is he a double holdback? Is he a single holdback? Is he a redshirt freshman? Is he a true freshman? Not one college coach or one high school coach or one counselor in high school or advisor in high school or college have ever said, are you a true freshman? Are you a redshirt freshman? Are you a true this? Are you a true that? No one ever asked that. No college recruiter has ever said, are you a redshirt freshman in high school? Or are you a redshirt? Are you a true senior? Are you no one ever says that. They don't care. They just want to know, do you have good grades? Do you have good film? Do you have good combine numbers? And are you recruitable? No one is ever going to ask you from your advisor, your counselor, your principal, the college coach recruiting you, are you a true freshman? Are you a holdback freshman? None of that really matters. The only thing that matters is the rules say across the country in every single sport, AYS soccer to football to AAU to basketball, all that is these are the age cutoffs. And this is the age you need to be able to play 14U sports. Whether you held back 1 year or 2 years, it doesn't matter. Or you might have just started school a little bit earlier or a little bit later because your parents put you in school at 5 turning 6. Well, now same thing as the holdback kid that started at 4 years old. Now you're going to be 14 turning 15 years old. You're 14U of whatever sport you're playing across the board. So whatever sport you're playing, it doesn't matter how old you are. It's just, are you able to be the cutoff of the age that they require for youth sports across the country and every single sport that they offer. If you want to go and play 14U sports, are you 14 years old? Do you meet the cutoff? And then do you turn 15 after that date? So biggest thing for parents out there that are worried about, is he a holdback? Is he a double holdback? None of that matters. Maximize your birthday, maximize your age, become the bigger, stronger, faster kid and more mentally prepared for college and high school before you start your clock going into high school. And if you do that, you'll have the results. If you look at the top players here in California, it doesn't matter if it's football. Look at football right now, 1 through 15 on Rivals and 247 are all kids that got held back. They're all going to be 18 turning 19-year-old seniors. Recently, baseball season just got done. You have Anthony Murphy, kid that plays at Corona High School, the top baseball player in the country, already getting recruited by MLB teams. He was just named Cal High Sports Player of the Year as a sophomore. He played as a freshman at Corona High School. He is another kid that got held back from our program, 3 years in the program. Look at basketball. Carter Bryant, committed to Arizona, McDonald's All-American. He was a holdback in our program. You look at Braden Burries from Roosevelt High School, top recruit in the country, same thing. You look at the soccer, the 2 girls we just had go at Alabama. You look at our swimmer, Odell, who's at Santa Margarita. Now she's in the Olympics. Listen to what I'm saying. Swimming, baseball, basketball, football. Bigger, stronger, faster is able to handle the opportunity. If I'm a school and I want to offer a kid a scholarship, I want to go and bet my money and my family and my livelihood on a kid who's more mature, who's bigger, stronger, faster, smarter, and who can handle the opportunity and the task that is in front of them. And that's just the way it goes. If you want to start a company, are you going to hire someone who's immature? No. Are you going to hire someone who's not as smart or isn't able to maintain the workload? No, you're going to hire the most prepared person possible, and that's what these colleges are doing. That's what the high schools are doing. That's why the best players every single year in and year out, that come from California are what? 18 turning 19 years old. Look at last year, Gatorade Player of the Year, Julian Sain from San Diego, who went to Alabama, then who's at Ohio State now. Same thing. Holdback kid played on a 14U team. So it doesn't matter your position. It doesn't matter your sport. They are giving money away to kids who are more prepared. And if your kid is not prepared, and the other kid is, because he prepared and he had a plan and he went to an academy and he focused on development, he's going to end up getting the money. And just because you're older doesn't mean you're better. Let's just clear that out the air right now. If you're a kid who just decides they want to get held back and not train, not develop, and not be in a real program during that holdback year, you're just a year older, but you still have all the same bad habits. You're still slow. You're still weak. You're still immature. You really never developed and took advantage of that holdback year, or that redshirt year, or the reclass year. Whatever word you like to use, you wasted your year getting held back and you sat at home and you did nothing. That's the worst thing your parent could do for you. Worst thing they could do for you. If you're going to do it and you're going to spend time getting held back, invest into your kid and go into the right program to make sure that they're checking all the boxes. So when they transition into high school, they're ready to go and we're able to go earn some type of scholarship money in high school and college because you're more prepared and developed for it. So now I want to explain what a good birthday is and what a bad birthday is. All right. So you got to lock in with me. I'm giving you a lot of information. I know it might be over some of your heads, but I'm going to deliver it to you. So I'm going to use myself as example. I was in 8th grade. I was 13 years old and I was turning 14 years old June 29th, right? Playing my 14-year year of football. I just turned 14 June 29th. But then all the other kids on my team were turning 15 after August 1st, right? I had the worst birthday being a June baby. If you have a May, June, July, right? Technically, those are bad birthdays if you don't decide to get held back. Because now my whole entire career, I was the youngest kid always playing up because the cutoff was July 31st. So when I was turning 11, they were all turning 12 because they had a good birthday. I was turning 12, they were all turning 13 after July 31st. So my whole career, I always played up, right? Because I had a bad birthday. The year I decided to get held back, now I was 14 years old, redoing 14U football. I was still 14 years old, but then now I was turning 15 that following year. So it's really all based on when your birthday is and when the cutoff is for the youth sport you're playing. The cutoff date for football is July 31st. That's national. Pop Warner Junior All-American AAU. It's a July 31st cutoff. So I went from always being the youngest kid to, by doing a holdback year, now I was actually the age of the kids that were there. I could have done a double holdback and I would have been even older, but I only did one holdback year. And what I mean by being able to do a double, the California CIF birthday cutoff is June 15th. My birthday was June 29th. So when I was just turning 14, I was playing with 15-year-olds. Technically, I would have been too old to play youth football because the youth football, baseball, these other federations, their cutoff is July 31st. If I wanted to, CIF cutoff date is June 15th. So if I wanted to double hold back, I could have gone and done a whole nother holdback year because I would have turned 15 June 29th. What did I say the cutoff date is? The cutoff date is June 15th. You cannot be 16 years old going into high school. You will never have a 20-year-old kid playing in high school sports. That's not allowed. So all you ignorant people out there are saying, well, of course, a 20-year-old is beating up on all these other kids. He better be good. He should be in college. That's not true. You can never have a 20-year-old kid in California playing high school sports because that means they would be 16 years old, they're already 16 going into high school. No kid could ever go into high school already at 16 years old before June 15th. You could turn 16 after June 15th, which means you would be a 19-year-old turning 19 your senior year after June 15th. So for me, I had a June 29th birthday. I did one whole back year, but technically because CIF cutoff date is different than youth football cutoff date, July 31st, I could have done one more whole back year if I decided I wanted to. Just so the parents know out there, right? Do you have a good birthday or do you have a bad birthday? Are you 13 turning 14 or are you 14 turning 15? Because you could be 14 turning 15 and then do another whole back year and then turn 16 after June 15th. If you're a June or July baby, you wouldn't be able to play your youth sports because their cutoff date is July 31st. But if you want to go and do a whole back year, not worry about youth football, but you want to go and maximize your development, you are able to be 14 years old, turning 15 after July 15th, which means you go through a whole another year, 8th grade, and you would turn 16 after June 15th, and you would be able to go into high school, and you would be a 16-year-old freshman. Yes, you'd be a 16-year-old freshman, turning 19 your senior year after June 15th. Again, going back to holding back to moving forward, you would go and finish up your senior year. You'd be 19 years old, your fall senior year, your fall football season, and then you would graduate in December, and you would sign early on signing day. That's why they have 2 signing days. There's a February signing day, there's a December signing day. So if you're 19 years old, really you would only be 19 for 4 months of high school. You would sign on signing day December 17th or whenever that date is, and then you would enroll in college January 8th. You wouldn't come back to high school. You would graduate in 3.5 years, the same way Bryce Young did, DJ Uiagalelei, Jay Knott, all the top players in the country, all are 19 their senior year, and then they graduate in 3.5 years, so they don't come back after their football season. They now start college. And guess what? Are they old in high school? Yes, they might be old in high school, but when they step on campus at whatever college they're at, they're 19 years old, and now the guys in the locker room are 21, 22, 23, 24 years old. Now guess what? They're the youngest kid again now as they go through their process.